So this one wasn't actually tight at all. And then there's like this wire up here is just caught round the other bit of wire that sticks out, and this was running into a socket. Obviously the other side of this with this little maybe a 0.75 ironing cable running over running basement lights. This maybe the light, yeah, that's going to be the light for this room, but the switch socket's on the other side of the room. At the moment I'm trying to chase through no, more or less what those wires are for and where they go. It's a bit of an impossibility because there's nothing really there on the other side. So on the other side of this wall there's like two connectors on the outside. Hang on, I'm going to show you. There's this, but the black cable that comes down is a telephone cable. The green cable goes up into the bedroom and is a plug socket. So work that out if you can. But I've just disconnected the wiring in this room. We had a socket here, a light switch here. The socket was half plastered into the wall and completely melted over there. This looks like I don't know if you can see that or not, because I can't actually see it. There we go. So this wire here, the big thick one you can see coming through, I think is the trunking. What you can't see is that lump of cobweb that's sticking out just as the cable turns round. That's original wiring. So that may go through and be for this socket. That's if I'm stood up, that's me reaching up. So there's a socket point there and there's a socket point there. So as you can see, there's bad plastering for this. Yeah, so if I go like that, you can tell how unstraight that is. So this is coming out, that will stay there, and then hopefully you'll be able to trace the wires and see where they're actually going, because that plug socket that's down there was plugged in here, but where those wires go, I'm assuming it's those. So it goes across, it's looped around and plastered in, and then it's looped under the other one and goes into there. But there's no like anything there, there's nothing there. So I can't even tell where they go. You can just have a rough guess. We need to find out where the power cable goes. I got a feeling there's a power cable that goes underneath that joist and then up, and probably is underneath all this ceiling. I know that that's definitely the power for the light, but the switch is on the other side and there's a bit of speaker cable or something in there. Maybe that's the switch, who knows. So this is the summer kitchen. The wire, oh, can't hold this and do this at the same time. So that one goes to one switch. This one here goes to the light. This little piggy went to market. These two piggies both go down to a socket that was melted on the other side, and another one. And all that was on this was a big cable going round for a light bulb. So this is a light switch. This is a light switch. This is the light. That's power going down, these big 2.5s, and this little tiny thing here is the power coming in. So I'm just about to rip that out. I won't be able to hold it because I'm stood on a chair, gambling with me life. So you can see there's like a 2.5 over there. So that probably goes down, and maybe this somewhere there. Who knows? Who knows? That's not concerning, is it? So that's that same really thin wire, and it goes into probably a 1.5, maybe and so that was a 2. But that goes in, and I think that is a dead cable, and that little stub that we can see on the other side of the summer kitchen wall, because there is this stuck out there, but it's not connected to anything, and I can pretty much move that anyway. Yeah, it was. Like doing the checks. Brilliant. So yeah, so that was connected into there, just a bodge up end like that, and the other end of the cable, I don't even know if it was taped off or anything. Down off my. So yeah, let me see. Come out into the light, not that I can see. So this was live. There's a bit of. It's very difficult to do this with one hand. So there was a spider web insulation between those two live connectors there. So yeah, so that was actually live and just put through, hanging in the wall. Good Bulgarian electrics, that is. It appears we have a leak. I've just come in. It's been raining now for almost 48 hours non-stop. Brilliant weather. But I just turned around and noticed that this wasn't here, it was here. That we got a bit of a water leak. Now, up on the ceiling, no visible signs of a bloody water leak. Did that just drip? I can hear it dripping on the inside, so what I'm going to do is go into the roof space and see if I can fix it from the inside. The ladder's on the outside already. This will be the centre point, so it's probably a ridge leak, so I'm going to see what we can do to fix that. I was thinking it was the summer kitchen roof, but it's not. It's actually the house roof, so up we go. I need my candy floss stick. Yep, that's spider webs. So, this ladder needs to go up a little bit more. Let me pop my spidey stick down, because there's bound to be a couple of million spiders up here. That's not safe. So, on the other video bit that I done, you can see where there was like a stairs by the looks of it, down on this bit. There we go. Now we're good to go, but I get to squeeze for a small gap. Ooh, so I just flipped open the door and noticed this, and as you can see we've got, hang on, am I showing the right one? There we go. We've got quite the leak here. I can hear dripping, I can see water leaks, not that many. Right, let's crack on and see what's wrong. I can see already this is a broken tile below that, and looks like a broken one above it. So that's a broken tile problem. I'm going to slide this tile above it down. It's a bit hard to see what's going on the outside, but I'd imagine these two tiles are slightly lapped, so it's hard as hell to get this on video. Right, let's get into the actual loft. We definitely know where the leaks are. The ridge there is just dripping in. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. I can definitely make it better than what it is. As you can see, this chimney's a different bloody colour. So this is all to do with the flashing. Oh my god, it's terrible. Look at the state of it. So the flashing's just pouring water off. We need to lift that up, which should solve that issue. I've got a feeling it's coming in from around this side. So as you can see, the flashing isn't on properly. Oh, I just got dripped on. There's another drip here. Again, flashing drips. So it's all the flashing basically is shite, and it's just leaking off. So everything coming off this bit of the roof here is coming straight into the building. I'm going to, that's catching water as well from here. Oh look, can you see in the little gap the water's just literally just running into the house. So camera off, crack on and get this done. Bloody hell, got any other leaks? So there's a wet here on this post, so have a quick look at that. Oh, it's breezy up here. So we're pretty good on the back. Got a bit of a wet patch there on the bottom of the wall. And at the top of the wall, that's where that rot was last time. I really need to get out there and get that done. So we know where all the leaks are. You see all the problems. Right then, I'll crack on and get this done. Oh, spare tiles. We've got actually any decent ones. Some of them are better than I think the ones. Bloody hell was that? Right then. Major. Broken tile. Oh, that's under all the render and everything. That's going to be a complete pain in the arse to sort out. See what we can do with that. And at least I've kind of got me a bucket there. Oh my god. So, right. I'll see you in a bit. So, by the magic of editing, what I did, because you'll probably want to know how to do this, is there's a load of tiles, but I had to use that because it's a little bit too high. So I just replaced this tile here. So what I did is I had a block of wood, push up the tile high like this, put the block of wood underneath it, gives you a gap then, and then you lift up these tiles. I lifted it up and shoved it across, and leave that one there. So you lift that side, drop that side, unhook at the bottom of the tile. They have little lugs like this. Unhook them from there, pull the tile up and out, and that's about it. So at the moment, this here, you can see that it's a bit glary, is concreted in. The concrete's missing from here, and then some more. But we've got a broken tile, so we've got water coming in here and here. But I can actually lift it and the metal a little bit. So what I might be able to do is tuck some plastic bag under here, so the water runs out onto this tile, and then I might be able to push it up again and get the plastic over this side. But ideally we need to plug the gap up there, and obviously re-render around this, put new tiles on. That's the best option. What else did I just do? I need some light. So I've plastic bagged this one because it's just the edge of the tile. There's a small gap there. Again, that's all oh, hang on. Are we looking at the right thing? I don't know. It's there. Here. So I just push that in because there's a small gap there. That's under, again, right on the ridge, so it's a concrete job. We've pushed in blocks and moved the block of concrete where the actual water was dripping from. Remove that completely, and then push back up the edge of the flashing or valley run there, and we've still got drips coming in. This is so wet I can't tell if the drips now stopped. So what I did with my spiderweb candy machine is this was all the way down here, so I've pushed it back up, which should give it a clear run. I can't do much from the inside for this, and then I've pushed up that side. So now that we fixed that leak, it looks like it's leaking over this side instead. But this was all known to be problematic. I mean, look, this is an old bodge job here that's been done. I mean, that's not helping anything really. That's all past its day. I did put in metal there. The actual batten is rotten there, so I would imagine we'd have to replace this, but this needs doing anyway and doing properly. But this is the main concern at the moment, is whether we can get this to stop leaking at such an incredible rate, because it's very, very wet. Obviously previously it had been a problem down in that room with this leaking, and obviously it's not stopped. So oh god, there's cables and everything here. So that leak, I think we're good. I can see the water running down, but I can't see too much from inside here, and there's actually quite a furrow underneath it, so trying to stick anything in there just disappears down into that. Yeah, this is still leaking. It's not leaking as bad as it was, but it's still it's not good enough. So I need to look at, as you can see, it's soaked everywhere around here. I did put that little block in to lift this up, but as you can see now, that's dripping water down, and it's probably going to be something on the outside. But I think we're scheduled for rain for 2 days, which is going to make this an absolute nightmare. So we've got a bit of a travesty going on here. So up on the roof to sort this mess out. So this was pushed down, so it's automatically pushing the water back up and under the tiles. Getting up on the roof this morning with these trekking trainers is terrible because they just want to slide on the roof, so it's a bit dodgy doing this today. I'm going to have to change over my shoes because it's just too dangerous up here. Even with a more or less dry child, the lichen is a bit wet still because it's early, about 8:30 UK time, so 10:30 here. But we need to strip out some more of these tiles around here and see what we can do to sort this out. I didn't do this last time. I did the ridge and quite a lot of the tiles on here, but found this time. So that needs to be replaced. I don't think there are any. There's a cracked tile there by the looks of it, and there was another cracked tile on here as well. I can see it from the inside, but I'm buggered if I can see it on the outside. But there definitely is a cracked one somewhere on here. We need to clear out some of the stone there, and right down at the bottom there's a load of stones gathering up, so that may cause a leak. That sink in where that tile is, there's a big sink in the roof, so I'm not sure what's caused that. I think there was a small dip there before. The fix there's worked. That's not leaked when we did the ridge plate on there. There is a small drip right down on the bottom corner down there. I noticed it, but it's coming in through the ridge plate, and I can see why from here, because the tiles where they've cemented them in not at a what we'd call a decent angle. So on with this today. This will be fun. So here we are in the roof. So as you can see, it got soaked through here yesterday. It was running round. You probably get an idea of the, I'm going to say, condition of the roof, but that's probably a bit of a understatement really. But the way it's been laid, oh hello, so the water's running down here, and then instead of going that way, it's running off and coming up. There is a little bit of a lift here, but obviously with the tiles on it, it makes it go down like that, which then tips up the other end, so it empties the water inside, not out. We need to check that to make sure that that's not a hole as well, because it does look like there's holes on the inside. Use this bit of roof. These holes are very small to get in and out of. So do we have a hole here? No. So the water's running in. Got so much stuff chucked everywhere. Oh, it could be coming in round there on that edge. So it's not sealed up against the brickwork, which I'm not entirely fussed about. It's just that here, yeah, that's literally level, so that's just a, wow, there is like literally, oh, there is something there, and it's further back right where the stone is, but that's open, so all the water that runs down there runs straight in. Cracking. So we'll put a bit of sealer on that. Right then, time to crack on. I actually came up here for tiles. Oh, I need to find that broken tile while I'm in here before I get back out. There is a broken, oh no, it's not, is it? The broken tile's on this bit of roof, I think. Oh, broken tile, there it is. It's on this roof, that's why I couldn't see it. Wrong bit of roof. So this isn't really leaking, so I'm not too fussed about leaving that the way it is. It's running, it's so close together that the water's actually just running directly through. So no big issue there, as long as it doesn't separate, which it has a possibility to do with the weather change. Oh. Well, I'm actually quite surprised that's not leaking, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, oh, my finger always gets on that lens. So this appears to be a bit wrong and very difficult to fix from in here. I can see some issues. It's not even up at the ridge, look. And that's a whole tile that needs to be replaced. These cobwebs, I keep on getting covered in them. But we need to replace definitely that tile. I need to push it out so I can see it. There we go, should be able to see that. Gonna have to get the grinder out and cut a tile as well, and then actually put this tile back where it's supposed to be if I can. Right, another job to do. Joy. So it's probably a bit easier to see what was going on. So literally there's no edge here, so the water's running down and then that way, which was causing it to leak. So we'll flash tape this, and hopefully that should solve the issue. Oh. Just went through the roof. Yeah, it's not particularly strong, this roof. What we got as injuries, a couple of scrapes where I landed on the tiles here, cut knuckles. Go and clean myself up, I suppose. Yeah, I think I've got an access route now though. Yeah, so I did drop the tape through, so went to go down to get it, went to stand up, and I thought this had been cut, looked like a join there. Obviously need to replace that now. Got a bit of wood there for that. But yeah, so this is obviously a bit of a setback, but we thought we might go through the roof at some point around here. It's very wet and very damaged, so yeah, that's what's happened. Fell through the roof. So some good news. Rained last night and I was like, oh, is the roof going to leak? We're scheduled in to have quite a bit of rain over the next couple of days, well, for the next 3 days at least, and I've been up and checking for leaks on the roof. My chimney's still wet, but there's no leaks, so it's all nice and dry. No sign of leaks on there, so I'm happy with that. I can see loads of problems still with this roof, and the more I look at it, the more I'm, thinking to myself, we need to get this roof done. So someone's put on this roof. None of the joists are straight. In fact, some of them are off from ridge to the bird's mouth on the edge. You're looking at 4 inches minimum on one. That's from centre. But this one above me, as you can see, I just hit that straight, is off by 50 centimetres or so. It's way off. I don't know how they've managed to do it. Even the end one's off, and they've put and gradually pulled the ends over, and they're not uniform running down the roof. I think I found one, and I think they only done that by accident. That one's not too bad, that's off a couple of inches. That one's a wonky stick, so that one's never going to be anywhere near accurate. So from this point, which is where my loft hatch is the old original roof on this corner. They've replaced that one, which is next to the chimney, which is in the centre. I would imagine they replaced that when they built the summer kitchen. This is original. This one's not original, which is one away from the valley by the front door. They look like they were done at some point in the corner there. And all of these are pretty decent. These are all engineered timbers along the front. And I can say that this is actually one of the roofs which is actually straight. There is a couple of issues. This tile's one issue, but generally speaking it's in really good condition. So this will be I'm tempted just to strip the whole side of this. Well, I want to strip the whole lot, but I want to do it in stages to make it kind of easier for me. So I'm thinking of stripping the roof off. All the battens can stay there, it doesn't make any difference. I might pull the bearers off and put them on straight. This means that we can put extra ones in. The chimney I want gone. I don't want the chimney there. There's no point in it. The little chimney that's, I can't see it on the camera. Where is it gone? There is a there, behind the post. So once that's gone, we can have a nice straight roof, and once I open it up and take out the roof all off there, I can rebuild that wall. But we have a little visitor. So since I was here in the summer, we can see we've got, this is poo camera. This is relatively fresh. I've kicked it over a bit, but there's the pine marten. I don't know if he's been coming in out here. It's probably lightly, but on the other side of the chimney, which I think it's this chimney, as you can see it's still wet, there's scrape marks, claw marks up the wall. So someone's been going in and out. Over on the far side, you can't really tell from here, it looks like the pine marten, or pine marten, was getting in and out through the roof on the corner, because you can get up it relatively easy, and this one is probably more difficult. But yeah, so we've had guests. So again this morning, a bit of a driffy roof. Spotted it on there, and it's coming down here. Went up into the loft. So we know that the chimney's caused this in this room. So there is a bit of a wet patch on the floor, but I don't think it's there. Let's keep a torch. But the when we got the leak this time, you can see it's stripping off here, running down the side there, all of there. So it's ruining everything up here. But it's very much a black, almost red. It looks like the house is bleeding. It's spreading everywhere. So the idea today is to go up and take the chimney down. As by popular views, I mean it's not exactly what you'd call straight. So you'll catch me up on the roof. Oh, you know how bad this is. I've started taking some of the bricks off, but look at that. It's pretty bad, huh? I don't want to rock it anymore because I know it's going to collapse. Is there no more? So there's a tile just left lying across the top there because I haven't mortared them in, but yeah, and there's another couple of tiles lying on the plane that comes down this way. But it took about 2 hours to get down. I put a little cap on the chimney up there because I don't know whether it was the tiles that are on top of them that's causing the water to run in, but we cleared that through. A new valley. There was a sheet of steel lying around in the garden which I cut and found out that the grinder's really crap at doing things, but